From the great state of Delaware, Senator God love you. Let me introduce my family to you. My family, they all wanted to go to Drexel but couldn't get in. Folks, you know, one of the good things and bad things about these debates is that we don't spend enough time on any one subject. I've been arguing that we should have a 2-hour debate on nothing but Iraq, a 2-hour debate on nothing but education, a 2-hour debate on nothing but healthcare, a 2-hour debate on nothing but the major issues like global warming and the environment. But folks, it is what it is. The truth of the matter is, something can't get lost here. The next president of the United States, and this is not hyperbole, I give you my word, I am absolutely certain of this. The next president of the United States is going to have a greater opportunity than any president since Franklin Roosevelt to literally change the direction of the world. Not a joke. For a long, long time. I'm the guy that got him started I'm the guy that came up with the notion of forgiveness of debt for environmental progress. And that's how we got into this whole thing and how he got into it. And the fact of the matter is, he came to see me, and I brought him before the Foreign Relations Committee. And I've known him now for 15 years. And he's a very smart guy. And he sat there with all of my colleagues, Democrat and Republican, around this big old conference table in the famous old Foreign Relations Committee room. No staff, just senators. And he said something I hope you all remember. And it goes far beyond the issue of global AIDS, which is important. But there are other issues equally as important, like global warming. There's other issues equally important, like the loose nukes that are rolling around this world with no plan to deal with them at all. But here's what he said. He said, you know, I'm very proud of my native country, Ireland. It's a country. But he said, America is an idea. America is an idea. You're more than a country. And we're squandering the idea of who we are. The greatest power we have as a nation is not our military power. It is necessary but not sufficient. Every single problem your generation will face, and my children's, not one lends itself to a military solution. Whether it's pandemic disease, whether it's failed states, whether it's loose nukes and fissile material, whether it's global warming, whether it's international terrorism and organized crime units, not a single one of these things lends themselves to a military solution. And folks, we have a gigantic opportunity. The next president, as I said, is the greatest opportunity any president has had since Franklin Roosevelt. And you know, I'll conclude by saying this. George Bush, and this, I don't want any response, George Bush is going to be judged very harshly by history. Not for the mistakes he's made, although he's made many. Anyone would have made mistakes after 9/11, no matter who among us was president. But he will be judged harshly by history for the opportunities he has squandered to unite the world and unite this country. Imagine if on 9/12, I were your president and I addressed you and the world and I had said the following. My fellow Americans, we've been dealt a tragic blow. 3,000 of our citizens have been brutally murdered. Our economy's in trouble for the time being, but like every generation before us, we will overcome it and be better for it. And I'm making 2 announcements today. I'm announcing that I've called a meeting of the world's major powers to meet in Geneva, Switzerland. I've convened that meeting on October the 1st. To meet to jointly plan the demise and the rise of radical fundamentalism. Literally, not figuratively. Who would not have shown up? What country would not have come? Remember, folks, the headline in the largest paper in France, Le Monde, said in great bold print, "We are all Americans" on 9/11. NATO, for the first time in its history, declared that an attack on the United States was an attack on all, and they were all at war. Article 5. 40,000 Iranians lined up in the night and put candles and flowers and cards against the wall of the closed American embassy.